What's going on, everybody? Is What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you're now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. While you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, the subscribe button. Also, you can check the link below. You see a Patreon account. You click it, you become a member. All you got to do is try recommend movies and music and trailers for me to react to. So click the link. Now, with that being said, we are here today to review At Midnight, I Take Your Soul. This is a 1964 Brazilian movie starring, written, and directed by Jose Marin. And if you don't know who that guy is, he plays the character of Z, also known as Coffin Joe. If you guys have not seen Coffin Joe movies, man, I highly recommend to watch these movies. The first film, At Midnight, I Take Your Soul, is a black and white movie, right? And it follows Z, or Coffin Joe. I'm going to just keep saying Coffin Joe to keep it relevant to the situation. Um, it follows Coffin Joe. He's a caretaker in the neighborhood. He has no faith in nothing. He doesn't believe in God, religion, none of that, right? All of that stuff is hocus pocus voodoo nonsense, right? My man has a wife who cannot bear children, and the one thing that he wants more than anything is to have a son to continue his bloodline because his legacy is everything. And what ends up happening is his wife obviously can't produce kids, so he ends up murdering her, and then he ends up murdering his friend, and then he ends up raping his friend's wife because she looks like a potential person that can bear his child because he's kind of obsessed with her. And what ends up happening is a prophecy is given, a witch tells him, hey, if you're on a path right now where you're going to burn in hell, my friend, and everything that you've done to hurt people is going to come back and bite you on the ass. Does my man Coffin Joe buy into this shit? Hell nah, he doesn't believe this shit. It's just hocus pocus voodoo nonsense. So what he does is he keep doing whatever he wants to do. But at the end of the movie, he ends up reaping what he sows, and all those demons do come back and they get him. Now, the great thing about this movie, off the top, I'm going to tell you the music in the movie. It's very simplistic, very basic. If you watched any silent era type film, then you know the type of music that you're probably going to get. Marin's performance is all-time great. My man is a psychopath. He has some long, crazy crackhead nails that he uses to his advantage. Although, like I said, this isn't some gruesome killing thing that we're going about, but at the end of the day, it does what it does. People die in certain ways, and it works in his advantage. I will say the editing in this movie is at times can be laughable because these techniques are kind of dated, they're outdated. But when you watch it in motion, it's really, really fun. Like you have this scene with a cutaway with the eyes and it spins around. It looks like a basic editing procedure that you might get as a default setting on one of your new video editing programs. But back then, this was some top of the line shit that I guess people were doing. But again, I digress. There's just some cool effects done in the movie. And then also, I will say this: whoever engineered the audio for this movie, kudos to them, because even though I was watching it on DVD because we don't have a Blu-ray, but shout out to Arrow because I heard Arrow's in the process of trying to kind of get a Blu-ray HD transfer of this trilogy. Yes, it is a trilogy, folks. And Coffin Joe's character, Coffin Joe in Brazil is freaking huge. My man is literally like the Freddy Krueger of Brazil. In my opinion, he's like the male version of Elvira because I believe that he has films later on down the line and they become like anthologies and he's kind of like a host. But I digress. That's kind of like out of the picture. But at Midnight, I Take Your Soul is top of the line dopeness. The little practical effects that they're using at their time, it was really good to see. There's certain things that they do. The acting was good, and I mean, if you're not in the subtitles, oh well, this is definitely something that you want to see. There is no English dub to this. You will have to read subtitles. It was kind of crazy listening to it in Portuguese because Portuguese is like a fusion of Spanish and some other language. So some of the Spanish words I was able to capture, but the other words I was not. But I digress. But anyway, to the point. overall, I had so much fun with this movie. Jose Marin's character, his dialogue, the things that he says, the setting, it's just all of it is over the top. And like Coffin Joe is just one of my low key favorite characters. I even have a Coffin Joe figure back there chilling on the wall because I had to get that. Sadly, Marin passed away about 2 years ago, so we will not be getting another one of his films in any time soon. But shout out to the man for creating an iconic character that means so much to pop culture around the world, and not only around the world but also Brazil. So kudos to him for doing that. Like I said, the audio engineers on that movie, they did a freaking fantastic job. The laughing, the echo, the effects that they used, everything was just dope. I loved it overall. I just had so much damn fun with this movie, and I couldn't ask for more. And if I'm gonna give you something for like a day 3 recommendation, it's got to be At Midnight I'll Take Your Soul. So go ahead, pop that bad boy in if you could find it. I would highly recommend getting it. I personally have the Coffin Joe trilogy DVD set that comes in the coffin, so I cherish that damn thing, even though I know that Arrow is possibly going to hit us with an HD copy. I'm still going to keep that one for reference because it kind of means a lot to me. It even comes with a comic book and shit, so it's really cool. I really wish I would have got to meet my man, but hey, man, uh, learning about people, sometimes you just don't get that opportunity. But his work will carry on, his legacy will carry on. And honestly, like, I really recommend you guys watching this movie. And the deeper that you get, the more crazier the visuals get. And you'll see what I'm talking about. But this is a black and white subtitle film. So it's definitely something that you're going to have to sit through. And if you're not really into era pieces, you're not going to like it. Not era pieces, but if you're not into older horror, you're definitely probably not going to like this. But I implore you, I'm telling you, just trust me, just watch it. You won't regret it. Coffin Joe coming in at number 3. And that's what I got for day 3 of In the Month of Madness. Come check in tomorrow and see what I got. Adios. Subscribe.